Are you happy with your body? When asking women today, most would say that they are not satisfied. Women are very easily influenced by models and other people that they see in television. These women that we see in television have an ideal body type that women think that they need to have. After doing research, I found some interesting facts on how many women are unhappy and unsatisfied with themselves. Body dissatisfaction is on the rise, and action needs to happen. I will reveal to you in this speech why so many are dissatisfied with themselves due to media effects. If you are currently struggling, I will try to help you understand why media should not alter your self-confidence. Today, many people have high expectations of an ideal body type. Media portrays women to be very thin or men to be very muscular. According to someone's article in 2009, there is currently an overwhelming concern regarding the media's influence on body image because the mass media is promoting certain body types as being socially ideal and desirable. This ideal body type is out of reach for many people, and these body types are very hard to maintain. Media is very influential on both men and women today. According to expert Tigman and Pallavi's article in 2010, the current high levels of body dissatisfaction and disordered eating experienced by women in Western societies is generally attributed to sociocultural factors, and in particular to the powerful and pervasive influence of the mass media. After watching television or looking through magazines, many women feel like they have a lower self-worth or self-esteem. Media can definitely alter the views that we have of ourselves. If we do not fit the description that we see in TV, we can have a domino effect. We can start out by feeling maybe depressed and then start doing what we call a social comparison, and that can also lead into developing some kind of eating disorder. The social comparison theory is something that caught my eye because I feel like it definitely applies to our lives. This theory has to do with body perception and satisfaction. People compare themselves and their significant others to people that we see in media images, and we try to think that or compare them to having an ideal or realistic body type. We may not even notice that we do this, but many of us do it on a day-to-day basis. Another thing that we also do is feel like we are more overweight than we actually are because of these thin images that we see in TV. This can have one of two effects on us. We can feel motivated to change, or it can make us feel even worse about ourselves. Women in television and magazines today are portrayed to be very thin, and the men, of course, very muscular. The study by Morrison, and Hopkins in 2003 shared similar results. The men had a strive to be more muscular, and the women to be very thin and almost anorexic. There are definitely gender differences in the way that media influences individuals today. Social comparison is one of the most common yet important variables in influencing mass media on body image today. The first step that we can do is to change how we view ourselves. Once you accept yourself, whether you are a size 10 or 3, or if you are the most muscular person in the world. Many people today tend to think that being underweight is more attractive than being healthy. And in a case study that I discovered by Stephen and Pereira in 2014, there were 95 men and women. They were all dressed in gray suits. They had their hair pulled back, no makeup, looking very plain, and they took a camera and slid it horizontally, so there's 5 pictures taken. And then with the images, they made the people look skinnier and, of course, more thicker than they actually are. And in all of the studies, people chose the more underweight version to be the most attractive. In my opinion, I feel like this is definitely wrong, because it's going to make people feel like if they're healthy that they are not as attractive as they would be if they were much smaller. It is very important to be educated on healthy body types and eating habits. Once you are content, you will be much more happy regardless of your size. Tigman and Pallavi also stated in their article that under some conditions, thin ideals may be encouraged towards a thinness fantasy that serves as a source of inspiration rather than discontent. It's all about how you interpret yourself and your body. Once you're feeling healthy, that is much more important than developing an eating disorder or feeling depressed because you're not as thin as people that you see on the TV. Media may never change its views on what the ideal body type is, so it's very important to be aware of its effects on yourself. There are many negative effects on body satisfaction today. First of all, it's very important to become educated so that you can become happy with yourself regardless of what the media portrays normal to be. Also, if you want to make a change in your life, you can find a personal trainer that can help you come up with certain workout plans and eating habits, or you can go to a nutritionist and talk about what you can do to change your lifestyle. Once you become healthier, you will feel like a much better you.